My name is Douglas Rath, and I'm one of 3 energy directors for Marriott. Marriott's divided into continents, so I support the Americas continent, which is Canada, North Central, South America, the Caribbean, and Hawaii. And my role is, one of the 3 directors is on the demand side. So I really focus on energy conservation, reduction of energy use, automation, demand response, those types of programs, behavioral change, those type of things, where we really focus on reducing the energy we use in our environmental footprint. The concept of being a guest on the planet is central to what Mr. Marriott and to what our corporation is trying to do. By being a guest, he wants us to treat the planet with respect, to reduce our footprint. Do the job you have to do, be competitive, be a leader in hospitality, but take every possible effort, make every possible effort to reduce the footprint of doing so. A lot of guests at this point expect that you as a corporation, as a corporate steward in the planet, are doing the right things and are focused on that and should be. It's part of your job. So I think the average guest that checks into the Marriott hotel probably is not aware of all of the things we do, from the recycled business cards to recycled pens and paper, to water reclamation, to the supply chain greening, to biodegradable, to-go products in our restaurants, and so on and so forth. I think the win, if we're really successful at what we do in the lodging industry, you stay a leader by making this environmental stewardship and making energy efficiency and this carbon reduction, making it painless and making it invisible to the guest. And this project plays, again, very well with our sustainability goals and what we're trying to achieve, but is absolutely invisible to the guest. Success in this program is finding load to shed, doing it automatically without impacting the guest. Again, it has to be invisible. So while the guest is probably not aware of this project, it means a lot to us as Marriott because it really finally meshes with our sustainable goals and what we're trying to achieve. Further detail on the automation side, we actually have a couple of different solutions. One of these is Virtuaud. Virtuaud is a project or a product of Constellation Energy. And Virtuaud steps in and helps us with talking to automation systems that we already have. We have a lot of hotels. I think there's 250 full-service hotels in the Americas. That's the area that I support. There's over 800 hotels of all brands in the Americas. Of the 250 hotels, let's say roughly 20% of those, or 50 hotels, have existing automation systems of various brands. Virtuaud is a very, very unique and a very slick interface that allows us to basically hang a box on the wall that can talk to these systems and can pick points and curtailment strategies and specific equipment that we want to control. It gives us the ability for the first time to be able to actually send a control out through a central server, talk to anybody's automation, and actually initiate programming. The average event, there's a 2-hour warning window. So they will get a notification 2 hours in advance of the event. The property leader then logs into a website, looks at the list of things that he's identified, his curtailment strategy, we call it, and based on his business and his knowledge of what's happening in his hotel today, he has the ability to allow maybe all of his 6 curtailment strategies to run, or to pick half of them, or 2 of them, or 1 of them, and set up what's going to happen 2 hours from now to run automatically. This is, kind of what we would call keeping the humans in the loop, and has really improved the confidence and support for putting this automation in. Let's talk a little bit more about the business case behind why did we move with Constellation on Virtuaud in the first place. Again, if you look at Marriott, we have very, very aggressive sustainability goals. And in the engineering discipline, I work for Rob Ball, and on his team, we really believe that automation is key. we see automation as a very critical component to reaching our sustainability goals. Yes, there's behavior change. Yes, there's conservation, but automation is a key. So we're looking for any possible way to get more automation in our hotels, to improve automation systems that exist, to expand existing systems, and to get as much new automation as we can get. In this effort, automation is expensive. The utilities have led us by what they incent to auto-DR. They're incenting variable speed drives. They're incenting automation of all different types, outside air controls, variable speed drives on chillers, lighting, this kind of thing. But the biggest incentives are for automation that's purpose-driven for auto demand response. So the utilities led this to us, and because those incentives are there, that got us looking at the programs. And when we really got down to brass tacks and really started to digging into who can really do this, who's the partner that we can align with, who can help us get to where we want to be, there's only one name out there, it's Constellation. When they actually model it, and we actually went to the markets that had what we call double dips. The first dip is, do they have demand response programs? Are they paying you to shed load? The second dip is the utility progressive enough where they see the value and they're paying for the automation? So we went to the double dip markets, California, Texas, ISO New England, and New York. The 260 hotels that reside in these markets, we split into buckets, we modeled it up, and this thing is such a compelling business case that it would be silly not to do it. So I think some of the numbers that I would throw out there, the value of this contract to Marriott, it's a 5-year deal, the value to Marriott in the next 5 years is over $10 million. Now, $1.3 million of that is in incentives. So think about that. Without this project, that's $1.3 million we would not have gotten. And then I think roughly $3 million of it is in improved efficiencies of the hotels, $3 million in improved efficiencies in electrical and gas. And then the remaining, I think roughly $5 million is in demand revenues that we'd have got some of it manually, but it's probably 400% of anything we would have been able to get without the automation. The last piece of the business case that is kind of the unknown yet very exciting is that there are real-time programs where if you have the automation and you can respond instantly, we can actually start to get in programs we never had the opportunity to play in before. So the model, the numbers that I shared with you are conservative and based on the programs that we've worked on, historically, and don't even tap what's out there yet that we haven't been able to play in because we didn't have the automation. This project's been a slam dunk and we've had nothing but success moving it forward. So I think, Constellation needs to be recognized for the amount of commitment and effort and teamwork that they've demonstrated in helping me get this project from conception to pilot to model to funded and over the hump. And actually we're installing now.